Hey guys, welcome back to Wine Down with Books with your girl Kay. As you can see by the title, we are reviewing Couples Wanted by Briana Cole. This book recently came out, so you already know I had to get it. I am a huge fan of Briana Cole. I think I picked up her first. I can't remember which one I read first. It was either Marriage Pass or The Wives We Play, and since then I've been a fan of her books. So if you haven't read The Marriage Pass, go pick that joint up. If you haven't read The Wives We Play, The Vows We Break, go get them books, alright? But anyways, let's jump straight into it. This is what the book looked like. First of all, you already know, look at the cover. You already know the book about to be spicy. You know the book about to be spicy. Look at this here. Let me stop. Alright, anyway, what I'm going to start by saying is because the book is so good, I'm going to do my best not to spoil everything because I actually want you guys to read the book. It is spicy. In my opinion, it's spicy, right? I'm going to just tell you why it's spicy. First of all, the book start off hot, all right? The book start off with the main character, Bridget, right? She's role-playing with her husband, Roman. So her husband, you know, she pull up to the bar, right? And in the bar, she see a fine specimen, you know, come over, talking, role playing, like, what's your name? You cute, this, that, and the 30, drink and all that. And then, you know, they couldn't hold the role and they end up kissing, you know? And I find that to be hot. You know, I like role playing. You know, I like the idea of role playing. So if it's done correctly, it could be something good. But anyways, let's just jump into we're just gonna jump into it. My bad, guys. You know I have my wine. I've already been sipping. It's not in that little fancy glass today. Don't come at my red cup. Nah. But anyway, so yeah. So let's get into Bridget. So Bridget is young. She is successful. She has her own decorating firm with her best friend Nikki. You know, they're thriving right now. She resides in Atlanta. She married Roman after a couple months. You know, the love is strong. Like, she really loves her man. Roman really loves her. You know, so far, you know, they're building a good foundation. She comes from a large family, in my opinion. You know, her mom, her dad. Is her, and then she has siblings, about 6 or 7 of them. But she's not really close with her siblings, right? And she's been making a name for herself. Like, she's an entrepreneur. She's been doing the damn thing. She married Roman. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Roman was briefly mentioned in the Marriage Pass. So if you read the Marriage Pass, if you're gonna read Couples Wanted, you should read the Marriage Pass just to get an idea, because there's a character from the Marriage Pass that's mentioned in this book, which, by the way, Miss Cole, I thought was dope as hell. I'm just gonna say, I definitely wanted to know what happened to that character, and I'm gonna mention his name, right? So, damn, I lost my train of thought. So yeah, anyway, yeah, we're gonna get into that. So yeah, so now we'll get into Roman. We're talking about Roman, right? So Roman is a fine black man. He's a doctor. He's established. He's a father. He has a daughter named Maya with you know, his baby mama. The baby mama is seen to be very out there. We're just gonna leave it at that. For the most part, Roman, in my opinion, well, in the book too, he's unsupportive. You know, he comes off as genuine. He comes as loving, but you know, he doesn't support his wife's dreams right away. So, for example, he didn't support his wife quitting her 9-to-5 job to establish her own career and work entrepreneurship, because he was like, you know, that doesn't provide stability. And what if it doesn't work? So, you know, he's not supporting that in that area, but he's supportive in the bedroom area. You know, for the most part, he's attentive. They keep the relationship spicy, but you know, Bridget is missing that. Bridget is in Bridget's character, Bridget does not have the maternal instinct. She does not want to be a mom. She's holding secrets from Roman. So one of the secrets that she's holding from Roman is that, you know, she didn't tell him when they first got together that she had her her tubes tied at the age of 19. It's just not in the cards for her. Everything moved fast with them, so it just never really came up. So when Roman mentions kids, she just goes around it. She hides the fact that Roman is not supportive. She hasn't communicated that with him. She would just be like, oh, nothing, and that's the part I don't like. So Dorian now, right? So again, from the marriage past, Dorian and his wife, Shantae, they had the idea to have a marriage past. Dorian ended up sleeping with his wife's sister. Shit went left, so now he's crashing in Bridget and Roman's house. He got fired from his job. He lost his license, so he's just, he's being a bum right now. He's being a bum. He's just eating, sleeping, not looking for work, none of that. Bridget can't stand him. She wants him to leave, right? So I mentioned his character for a reason. So anyways, let's just move forward a little bit. So it just so happened that at the same night that Bridget and Roman was role playing, Bridget went to the bathroom. In the bathroom, she meets Corrine, a beautiful woman, very body well developed. Corrine is crying. They talk a little bit. Corrine offered her some words of encouragement. When Bridget and Roman is leaving the bar, Corrine is there. They end up paying for Bridget and Roman's drink at one point, and Corrine is there with her husband Patrick. Patrick gives us the bad vibes. Like, we just gonna say that Patrick gives us bad vibes. So long story short, Corrine and Patrick are at the bar. They do this. They go to places, and Patrick picks out a woman that he wants, and Corrine must go and link up with the woman or whatever, try to get into the woman's life so they could go ahead and I'm gonna keep that part real quick. Right? So let me make sure. I'm not gonna tell everything, but I'm gonna tell the important parts. You need to know how they met or whatever, right? So let me see. All right, so Corrine's character. Corrine is transgender, right? From a young age, Corrine always knew that she was she. Well, he was a she. She never felt right in the body that she was assigned at birth, right? She got into this relationship with Patrick. In the beginning, she loved Patrick. Patrick was her world. Before I get into the situation with them, Patrick is an asshole, straight up. Didn't like his character from jump. Patrick is controlling, he's abusive, he's disrespectful, like the list goes on. And I would never like Patrick's character. I cannot stand men like that. It's just ridiculous. They feel like they have the dominant and power control over women. I just don't like that. But granted, here is the situation. So I can't be too mad at Patrick, but I understand just a little bit. So when Patrick and Corrine got together, Corrine did not disclose to Patrick that she was transgender. I think that is honestly, that is messed up. Because at the end of the day, that's like playing with a man's sexuality. You're deceiving, and whenever you dating, and especially when you dating, let's say a heterosexual male, they have the right to know that if you are a woman from natural birth, right? If you transition into a woman, they have the right to know as well, and I think that was tough of her, but like, understanding that what the transgender community is like in the book, damn if you do, damn if you don't, they're gonna be ridiculed anyway, because it's like, some of them say, oh, some people say, oh, that's not a real woman, da da da, you know what I'm saying? Or if they come out transgender, if they tell them that they have transition, then they risk being ridiculed, being abused, being killed. The list goes on. So I understand in a sense why it wasn't disclosed, but at the end of the day, that's not right. The person that you decide that you're going to talk to has the right to know. That's just my opinion. Maybe not. Yeah, they have the right to know. We're just going to keep it at that, right? So hold on. All right, so when Bridget and Roman leave, Patrick is upset that Corrine didn't get the number, but Corrine ends up getting Bridget's site, right? Her event planning site. That's what she is, a event planner. because Corrine is also a phenomenal chef. She has her own catering business. Sis could cook her ass off, right? So Corrine goes home, low-key stalks Bridget, finds out all her information. Well, not all her information, but finds out a lot about herself, finds her personal social media pages. You know, she trying to get some good info on her on Bridget. So Bridget is attending a women's conference, right? Corrine finds that out from her social media page. Corrine's like, all right, I'm gonna just pull up. So long story short, hold up, pause. I forgot to mention this, right? Hold on. I forgot to mention this. Let me backtrack a little bit with Corrine and Patrick. So when Patrick finally found out that Corrine was transgender, you know, he was pissed. He was livid. They still stayed together. They've been married for what, 5-6 years, something along those lines. But he refuses to sleep with her. He refuses to touch her. Like, he looks at her with disgust, and it's just like, all right, she lied to you. She deceived you. Yes, she told you what it was. You have every right to be mad, but why stay married to her? You get what I'm saying? I don't understand Patrick. Sometimes I just understand men. Maybe because they were already far in when he found out, but you know, with all that, if you're gonna act like that, leave, sis. You know, other than a piece of paper, there's not really holding y'all together. So that was that. So I feel like Corrine, I don't know. Corrine moves, she was doing too much, but I can't say nothing because of her upbringing. So long story short, Corrine doesn't have a good relationship with. She never had a good relationship with her father. She never had a good relationship with her mother. They are the type of parents. Well, the father's dead, the mother's still alive, but the mother's currently sick. She's dying from cancer, right? And they ridiculed Corrine. So Corrine, before she transitioned, her name was Christopher, and you know they was preaching. They was, you know how similar stories go to church, try to preach that whatever they call it, that out of a child. You know, they hated her. They never accepted her. They disrespect her multiple times. You know, they wasn't the parents they were supposed to be. They weren't supportive at all. Corrine's sister Gina, you know, her older sister, she was there for Corrine, always been there. You know, that's the only family member that Corrine is really close with. The mother refuses to see Corrine as a woman. She will not accept it. She just preaching hate. You know, she allowed her daughter to be beaten. She allowed her daughter to be talked upon, attacked verbally and mentally, emotionally, and it was just disgusting. Like, I get it. I don't get it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say I get it. What I can say is I could understand the confusion that parents may have, individuals may have, but the hate, I can't. I would never understand that. That is something I never understand. But anyways, so Corrine had a hard upbringing. She has no emotional relationship feelings towards her mom. She hates her mom. She despises her mom. She has every right to. The person that's supposed to be there to protect you, who birthed you, is the very person, the evil that she has to protect herself against. Do you know how real that is? How hurtful? Corrine was betrayed by her own parents. Come on. How can she trust anybody in the world? You know what I'm saying? Moving forward, my sis, she pull up to the women's conference. Bridget recognized her like, oh, you was a woman in the bathroom, this, then the third. Corrine offers her some of her treats to try her. She got some food. She had a booth at the women's conference. You know, they start Bridget eating her food. Food is dope. There, Corrine meets Nikki, the best friend. And, you know, things is, you know, it's innocent, right? It's innocent. So at the same time, Bridget and Nikki received the email from a potential business partner named Marco. Marco wants them to plan an event at his club, right? So, you know, like I said, the business is booming, they're excited. So at the same time, Corrine invites Nikki and Bridget to lunch at a discreet place. They pull up to the place. The place is not really known. Like, it looked crazy on the outside, but on the inside served good food because Corinne's like, you know, the restaurant has some of my items on the menu. So they want to try sis food. I'm like, shit, the way I was talking about the food in the book, I need to try the food. I'm about to come to Atlanta. So anyway, Let's go there. So, long and behold, though, the same person that emailed Bridget about, planning an event, Marco, is close friends with Corrine. So, everything was planned. Corrine planned for Marco to hit up Bridget so Bridget could take the job at Marco's club so that she could get closer to Bridget so Corrine and Patrick could persuade Bridget and Roman to get what I'm saying. So but Bridget is unaware that Corrine and Marco are friends at this time. Marco didn't come out, so they didn't really meet like that, right? Fast forward. All right. So Bridget ends up going to meet Marco at his house, aka the club, aka his office, right? So they discuss the contract and everything. They down for the count. They finalize the contract. Marco puts Bridget on to what kind of club, it is. He discloses that it is a swingers club. So now the idea has piqued Bridget's interest. So Bridget's like, swingers club, this, that, and third, right? So hold on. So I just want to make sure I have the timeline right? So at the same time, Roman's daughter Maya is coming over, staying over. Roman is spending time with his daughter Bridget. And I believe Bridget and Corrine had ended up discussing the swingers club a little bit, this, that, and third, moving forward. She didn't mention it to Roman yet, and she didn't mention that she was attending the swingers club to Nikki, her best friend, right? So Bridget ends up going to the club one night just to get a feeling of the people, the atmosphere, to really get an idea of what she'll be working with, right? So she goes to the club. Sis thinking that she taking some mint. Sis ends up taking a freaking ecstasy pill. While she's taking an ecstasy pill, she starts telling Corrine, I love you, this, that, and third. Sis is high for ass. Again, Patrick is in attendance with Corrine at the club. So Corrine the whole time is trying to stop Patrick from trying to rape Bridget. Like, you see, this man is a rapist. And it's not the first time that he's done that. He's disgusting. And my thing is like, Corrine, you know your man raped somebody in the past. You stay with him. You still love him. You are a woman, right? Like, I just don't understand the logic. How can you love a man that's abusive, controlling, that rapes somebody? Like, and then you see that he's generally trying to get to fucking Bridget, and she's high up her ass, and you still wanna please this man? You wanna give this man what he need? It pissed me off. It really pissed me off. Let me drink some wine. So anyway, Bridget comes off her high. She's like, what the hell happened? Her and Corrine talk about the swinger, and Corrine low-key kind of put a little bug in Bridget's head and makes Bridget really want to do it. And Corrine is like, yo, me and Patrick do this on the regular. We looking for new partners. We looking for you and Roman, right? So Corrine wants to see Roman. Corrine wants to see, what Bridget's husband looked like, because Corrine is low-key jealous of Bridget and her relationship with Roman, because that's what she wish she had with her man. You know what I'm saying? So she feeding. Sis is feeding like, yeah, I can't wait this time. I'm like, yo, sis. Right? So anyways, fast forward. I'm not trying to disclose too much, right? Alright, long story short, Corrine, Patrick, Bridget, Roman end up meeting up at Corrine's house for dinner. Corrine had invited them over. She sees Roman. Roman's fine as hell. Roman catches her eye. Now she really wants this, right? Long story short, Bridget brings up the idea of swinging with Roman. At first, Roman's like, nah, like, that's not what I want, whatever. So, Bridget ends up persuading him to go to the club. Not really go to the club, right? So it comes to the point where, again, she's planning the event at Marco's club. So at this event night, I believe it was the previous night, whatever, before that, she discussed it with Roman, and Roman's just like, all right, whatever, right? So the same night that they were setting up for the event that night at the club, it was the anniversary or whatever, Corrine is in the kitchen of the club, right? It's just Corrine. She's preparing food. Roman walks in because Roman was helping set up. Roman got the basketball shorts, so Roman looking good like a little athlete, right? So Corrine and Roman flirting. Next thing you know, they start kissing. So I'm like, y'all in the kitchen. Why somebody walk in? So Corrine is all hot and bothered. So I'm like, damn, like Roman getting down like that. I'm like, yo, Roman didn't need much persuading, in my opinion. He did it. So the event taking off, Bridget looking good. Nikki is there. Nikki still don't know about, this Bridget going to the club beforehand and all that extra stuff. She's oblivious so that Bridget's holding back. I don't know why Bridget's holding back, but I guess if she may feel like her best friend's gonna judge her, whatever, right? Corrine and Roman end up disappearing upstairs. So again, Roman nor Bridget knows that Corrine is transgender. Corrine has not disclosed that, right? Except for Patrick and Marco. No one knows that Corrine is transgender again. So now you want to swing with a married man, and you don't disclose that you transgender. You see how fucked up that is? So anyways, they go upstairs in the room. They do it like Roman put it down multiple times, right? So now Corrine is all hot and bothered. Now she believed in her head that her and Roman connected on a different level. She doesn't believe it's just sex. I'm like, here we go with this delusional sex. You see how sex really clouds somebody's judgment? So, and then Patrick and Bridget is in another room. Sex is trash. This nigga this man did not know what he was doing. He was just selfish, like horrible, sexist, trash, a waste of Bridget time. So Bridget's pissed off. I'll be pissed off too. Then the man go talk about, oh, let me see what that mouth do. I'll be like, what? What? I don't want awful homie. He really think he put it down. My man laid down, sleeping all that. Yo, Bridget got out of there quick. So then when Bridget met back up with Roman, they went in the closet, they whoop-de-whoop, do what they do, right? So now Corrine is hooked. Corrine wants it again. So while Roman was in the shower, Corrine actually stole his phone number. Then sis texts my mans the next day talking about I had a good time. Roman dumbass texts her back, which I don't know why, there's boundaries, but that's when shit started getting real because now Corrine is delusional. She think that they have a connection when they really don't, and Roman's feeding into it because Roman flirting with her via text and all that, right? So, pause. Okay, so yeah. So Patrick had decided that, he wanted to have sex with Bridget again. Corrine thinks that she's giving Patrick what he wants, which is Bridget, and it's gonna bring them together. After the whole situation went down at the club, it only drew them all apart. He not talking to Corrine. He not spending any time. He not touching her. He not having sex with her. He not answering her calls. He not doing none of that. So it's just like, she's like, yo, like, I gave him, in her head, she gave him everything he want, and he's still distant. So I'm like, yo, come on, the signs are there. Anyway, so now sis is determined to get to Roman at any means. At the same time, Roman tells Bridget that Maya's gonna come over and stay for a couple more days, right? So Bridget's not happy about that. She likes Maya, but at the same time, she doesn't want anything to do with Maya. She doesn't want to babysit. She doesn't want to spend time. Like, she wants to leave all that parental stuff to Roman, and she hasn't discussed that with Roman, which I think that's unfair. Like, the whole time the man's like, we're going to have a baby boy, this, that, and third, and she's not telling him that her tubes is tied, deceiving. She's not telling him that, how she feel about children, that she doesn't want children. She's letting the man think that, they have a chance of making a child together. And I think that's messed up, especially because they're married. It's not like they dated and he could just walk away like that. I think that's messed up, right? So both of them are fighting about that. Their relationship is taking a strange because, Bridget is being deceptive, right? So, and also, they've been fighting too because Bridget brought up the idea of writing a book for Black women detailing like how to be an entrepreneur, self-help and all that. Nikki gave her the idea. And Roman's just like, oh, I don't think that's best right now. It's going to take up too much time. You're not supportive. Why do you want to write a book? And I think that's like, as your husband, as your husband. As a husband, you're supposed to support your wife in whatever she want to do, and vice versa. And you keep shutting down her ideas, and it's just like why would I want to be with somebody like that? And that's what Bridget's thinking. Like, he's never supportive of my ideas. So at one point, she's just like, I'm not really gonna put him on. Like, I'm not gonna say nothing. And he like that's that asshole behavior. And it's just like, oh, I think a 9-to-5 is better than being an entrepreneur or pursuing dreams. And I think it's low key like, maybe, or do you have any trauma or any regret of you not pursuing your dreams? Because like at this point you displacing something onto your wife. Right? So at the same time, Nikki, for some reason, she has concerns when it comes to Corrine. For some reason, she just has some concerns. So Corrine starts stalking Bridget. Like, she's following her car. She's just doing everything that she's not supposed to do, right? So what happened? Hold on one second. So after the whole event planning or whatever, Marco offered Bridget and Nikki the opportunity to come on, to his, to plan his events full time. He signed a contract. Nikki tells Bridget, like, we got to think about it. I don't want to rush. We got to weigh our options, and which is right. You get what I'm saying? So they decide that they're going to meet up to talk about it, right? And Corrine ends up following freaking Bridget to a mall way across town. While Bridget is waiting on Nikki, Corrine pops up. Then, Bridget's like, oh, you want to stay for lunch? Nikki comes. Nikki's pissed off, right? Nikki's like, yo, why she always around? This, that, and the third is like, she's stalking or something. So Bridget's not trying to hear that. Bridget's not trying to, listen to Nikki, figure out, like, why she's moving like that, right? So at the lunch, they find out that Nikki was like, yo, me and Bridget gotta talk about the offer. Corinne's like, yeah, I should take it as the opportunity of a lifetime. As Corinne is walking away, Nikki points out like, yo, sis got the same exact tattoo of you. So Corinne went ahead, not only she copying Bridget's wardrobe and hairstyles and all that, sis went ahead and copied the same tattoo she had on the back of her neck. And that tattoo is special to Bridget. So Bridget's like, oh, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell is going on? And on top of the stalking and everything, it's just shit seemed fishy, right? So next thing you know, Corrine decides that she's gonna follow Roman. She had one point she had pulled up to Roman's job, all that. So she follows Roman to Walmart while I cannot talk. While Roman was with his daughter, Corrine had her niece Vanessa, right? So they run into each other in Walmart. It's planned. Roman and Corrine end up taking the kids to the park. At the park, Roman and Corrine end up having sex in the bathroom. Corrine went basically perform oral sex in which Corrine came on and said, oh, Roman, I love you. So Roman stops right there like, yo, what the hell is going on? Like, you love me. And he's like, yo, like, we can't do this no more. You gotta stop. So Corrine is taken back, like, I love you. So Roman's like, nah, like, you really tripping, sis. You really, 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 really tripping. So then, so this what happened after it got crazy, right? So as Roman is backing away, Corrine yells out, that's why Bridget can't have kids. So Roman's in shock, like, what? So a week go by, right? And Roman is not talking to Bridget. He's giving her the cold shoulder. Sis is moving. Oh, damn, I'm about to tell the whole story. Sis is, my man's is moving funny, right? He's moving funny. And, he's not saying nothing, and at the same time, Bridget is not really saying nothing. She's found out she's being stalked. Somebody's calling her phone, breathing on the phone. Somebody had ended up sending her flowers, right? And at the same time, Bridget decides that Nikki is moving funny, and she's about to basically what's the word? Bomb a once in a lifetime deal. So she ends up signing a deal without Nikki, which is so messed up. That's your best friend, your business partner. You don't do that. You don't do that. There's a reason why sis is withholding. But Bridget thinks that Nikki doesn't want to sign the deal because she doesn't like Corrine, right? Because they never end up having the talk that they needed to talk. Nikki was trying, but Bridget was moving stupid, right? So at the same time, Bridget had agreed to go on a double date with Nikki and her boo Dennis, right? Since then, Nikki and Bridget have been beefing, and at the same time, they didn't want to do it. So she's like, that's still my best friend. I'm still gonna go to the dinner. So at the dinner, Dennis brings up like, yo, one day, you could plan an event for my company, the whoop de woo. And then that's when Nikki was like, yeah, we'll have time to do that. And then that's when Bridget's like, no, because I signed the deal. So Nikki goes off like, you fucking bitch, you signed a deal without me. How could you fucking do it? Bridget had gave for the check. She's like, this is the fuck you, fuck the what you call it, the business together, all that. So she dip out. At the same time, that whole situation come on. Guess who's at the goddamn restaurant? Corrine and Patrick. Corrine and Patrick, right? So freaking Bridget goes up to Corrine like, stay away from me, you copy my hairstyle, you stalking me, like you crazy. Mind you, Roman is not saying anything while this is going on because he's still tight because that he found out about the Bridget not being have no kids. So when they get outside, they arguing this and the third, and then Bridget comes clean like, yo, I've been being stalked, Corrine is copying me, don't you see what's going on? They get into the car. Roman finally blurts out, so when were you gonna tell me what they're gonna have kids? Bridget's taken back like, who told you that? He's like, it doesn't matter when he's gonna tell me. He calls her a bitch, a fucking lying bitch. He calls her, first of all, disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? When somebody's mad that they were still in the honeymoon phase, so Roman started really showing his colors. No matter what, you disrespect your wife like that, I'm like, yo, you a wild one, right? So Bridget is just like, yeah, no. So while Bridget's thinking about who could have told Roman, Bridget's like, yo, that scandalous bitch Nikki, that's supposed to be my best friend. She told Roman, and I'm like, yo, sis, Nikki didn't violate you. Your ass was blabbing too much to Corrine because I told you I've been skipping over the parts, and by mistake you told Corrine like, yo, nah, I don't want no kids. I can't have no kids, right? You gotta be careful who you tell your business to. Moving forward, right? Corrine then comes home. Damn, I'm about to tell the whole story, bro. Corrine then comes home. Told you Patrick been moving funny, right? Patrick works as in the auto body shop or whatever. He owns it. Corrine comes home. Patrick is laid up in the bed, sleep, whatever. But the shower was just running. He not well, whatever. So something not right. Corrine goes to the closet, finds Patrick's best friend, Colleen, whatever his name is, in the closet. So long story short, Patrick is he's gay. I mean, he's not gay. He's sleeping with men on the low. So Corrine finally goes up like, bitch nigga, you went off on me when I told you I was transgender, but you over here having sex with men, you're gay, this, and the third. So Patrick sit up now, he got his hand in his hand. Now, as soon as Corrine was like, oh, you sleeping with men, you gay this whole time, now he want to get mad and try to attack Corrine. So Corrine dip out the crib. I'm like, first of all, like, men always, especially when you call them on their BS, they want to get mad at you because they can't accept the truth. You mad at sis because sis transitioned to a woman, don't have no man parts, nothing. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell that's a woman, but yeah, you over here sleeping with a man. And then when you get called out, now you mad, you want to displace your anger onto Corrine. In my head, I'm thinking he probably think that, oh, Corrine is the person that made me have sex with a man and stuff like that. No. The feeling was always there. Anyways, so we're gonna move forward, right? So Bridget ends up going. Some time has passed. Bridget ends up going to Nikki's house. They end up talking. Bridget apologizes. She recognized that she was wrong. They make up. They decide to stay in the business together. She confronts Nikki about telling Roman that she was wrong. She couldn't have babies. Nikki's like, yo, I would never do that to you. Bridget finally finds out it was Corrine. But Bridget didn't tell Nikki that she found out it was Corrine who told. She wanted to pull up whatever. At the same time, one second. This is where, all right. So, some time go by. Corrine pulls up on Roman, right? So at this time, Bridget decides that she needs to take a little vacation. So she goes to Mexico, I believe, right? She needs a week vacation. She needs to be away from Roman because Roman really wild. Corrine decides that she's gonna pop up at the crib, try to talk to Bridget, but she ends up when she's okay. Pause. She pops up at the crib, right? Bridget and Roman is not there. Dorian answers the door. I told you Dorian's from the marriage past. Dorian was like, yo, Bridget's not here, Roman's not here. Dorian closes the door. As Corrine is leaving, Roman pulls up. Roman's like, what are you doing here? This, that, and the third. Whoop, right? So Dorian then comes out as Roman and Corrine is outside. Dorian tells Roman that Corrine popped up looking for Bridget and you, and that Corrine is the person that left the flowers on the doorstep and ran away. I told you that part in the beginning. And Dorian's like, Roman's like, that was you? That was you? Then Dorian, as Corrine is about to leave, Dorian blurts out, oh, who did your transition surgery? And Corrine dipped out quick. So now that's how Roman found out that Corrine is transgender. I'm like, damn. I know Roman is sick. I would be sick too, right? So then Bridget's on her vacation. While she's in Mexico, she takes her computer. She finishes her book. At the same time, she met a literary agent on the beach. They connect. She got the literary agent number. The literary agent gave her some ideas on the beach. This and that. She's feeling refreshed. She's good. She's happy. She got a clear mind. She comes back from vacation, right? The day she come back from when she left for vacation, all she texted Roman was, what did she, I forgot exactly what she texted Roman. And she texted Roman, it was a short little sentence, not even that, vacation, something but she even tell Roman where she going and none of that, in the air, whatever the sentence was, I can't remember, right? So when she comes back, she goes home, she's taking a shower, this, that, third. Roman comes in. Roman is going off. He's throwing stuff. He's very aggressive. This is a side that Bridget's never seen. And then he accuses Corrine of being trans. Oh, wait, pause. Before that part, right? So Bridget comes home from the airport. Dorian is actually in the garage moving out, right? They have a little brief conversation. He's like, yo, thanks for letting me stay. And then Dorian is the one who told Bridget that Corrine is transgender. And Bridget Corrine transgender? Dorian's like, yeah, the surgeon who did her surgery did a phenomenal job. All right, Roman comes home while Bridget was in the shower. Now he's aggressive. He's all that. He accuses Bridget of setting him up to sleep with a transgender. He's like, I'm not gay. He's showing belligerent. He's belligerent. He's out. He's doing mad crazy stuff, right? He's moving towards Bridget. Bridget's low key a little afraid. Bridget phone had ring. Roman throws the phone, breaks the phone, then Roman just leaves, right? So at the same time, I forgot a part, while Bridget was in the little bathtub cooling off, she had called Corrine after Dorian was like, yo, Corrine, stop by, whatever, but Corrine never answered, right? Next thing you know, Bridget gets a call back from Corrine's sister Gina. Gina was like, yo, my sister's been in an accident, right? So Bridget is just like, what the hell? So Corrine was beaten really bad, really, really bad. And the first person I thought was Roman. But then Corrine was telling everybody that Patrick beat her up. And I was just like, Patrick beat her up? I thought, Patrick? But, I could believe why Patrick would beat her up. Bridget decides that she's going to visit Corrine in the hospital. She ends up apologizing to Corrine, like, oh, I saw the bruises on your arm. When we was talking, I should have done more. At the same time, Corrine apologizes to Bridget for everything. She tells her, why she did what she did. And why she was picked by Patrick. Patrick wanted her, and her life story as far as it's being hard. Being a transgender is hard. Corrine understood that Bridget wouldn't really understand where she was coming from in a sense, but it was a low-key disagreement. And then as Bridget's walking away, Corinne's like, Patrick didn't beat me up, Roman did, and Bridget was like, if you don't lock his ass up, I will. Roman's in jail. Bridget divorces him. Her book sells, is on the New York Times bestseller. You know, sister's doing good. The business gets getting more clients. You know, things are doing good. Bridget's at a book signing. Corinne's at the Corinne and the popping up at the book signing. You know, Bridget is like, you know, this is my friend, this, and the third. Bridget also thanks Nikki, and Bridget thanks Corinne for being a strong woman and, you know, admiring her and all that good stuff. You know, the relationship, it turns out, it started off weird, but, you know, I didn't think it was going to go in that direction. I really thought Bridget was going to hate Corinne. I would have hated Corrine at the time being, but it takes a lot of resilience and a lot of strength to understand someone's perspective, especially when they have done you dirty and have set you up. Bridget, I commend Bridget for that. I truly commend Bridget for that. But my point of view is this, right? If I don't think Roman and Bridget relationship would have lasted as long as it was doing, because eventually they would have had the children talk, and Bridget would have to come clean. But what I would say, I do blame Bridget for everything that happened with Roman in regards to, you know, the true rage that he felt. But I don't blame Bridget for his actions afterwards. All right, so I blame Bridget, because if Bridget never suggested them swinging with her and Roman swinging with Corrine and Patrick, then Jesus, I can't get the characters right. Roman would have never slept with Corrine, who is transgender, right? And because that was the situation, and both Bridget and Roman was unaware that Corrine was transgender, which, and I can't fault Bridget because she was as clueless, right? Roman would have never started questioning his sexuality and become enraged. Now the problem lies is what he did afterwards. He didn't regulate his emotions. He took everything that he had and used it, physical violence, onto Corinne. That I do not accept. I do not agree with, right? The problem is that Corinne was very deceptive and she played a very dangerous game. His reaction was very severe, but it's not uncommon. You know, I'm pretty sure that that's happened now. Like, you have people who are transgender who's sleeping with heterosexual men. When the men find out, they start questioning their sexuality. They can't deal with it. They don't know how to process it. So the only next thing to do is evoke violence on the person who's making them feel that way. You get what I'm saying? Had she been honest from the jump, you know, they would have. I'm guarantee you, Roman would have never had sex with Corinne. So I blame Bridget in the sense that she forced the swinging onto Roman because Roman didn't want to do it. But then again, you can't really force someone to do something. You get what I'm saying? If you participate in the action, then at some point you kind of wanted to do it. So it's like a catch-22 in a sense, right? But what he did to Corinne is unacceptable. But I understand the blind rage. You get what I'm saying? I understand that part. But at the end of the day, I think their relationship was doomed. It wasn't gonna last. Corinne wasn't happy. I met Corinne. Bridget wasn't happy. Roman wasn't supportive. You know, at one point they rushed the relationship, so they didn't truly get to know one another and truly get to ask the questions that needed to be asked before they got married. They was running off of high emotions. They were still in the honeymoon phase. If you know the 5 stages of a relationship, they were still in the honeymoon phase. So yeah, I did not see the friendship with Bridget and Corinne happening. I really thought Nikki was gonna be like F Bridget, but you know, when when the friendship is true, it could overcome almost anything. When the friendship is true and two people want to make it work, it could overcome everything. I thought Bridget was a little selfish in the beginning, very, very selfish. But you know, she was still young. She was still trying to navigate through life. She was still trying to find herself in a way. And she just wasn't being real with herself as well. I definitely didn't like Patrick. Patrick needed to get his ass beat in a way. He's down low. He needs to just come out with it, and he needs to go to therapy. That's what he needs to do. Roman, it sucks that Roman is in jail, but he did what he did. You know what I'm saying? But again, that blind rage. I'm finally happy that Dorian ass got up out their house, but I need to figure out, Miss Cole, what's gonna happen to Dorian. Like, I need to know what's Dorian's next step. The man have no job, so where he moving to, right? But anyways, I thought the book was spicy. I didn't spoil everything, but you know how I do. It's a spoiler, but I enjoyed the read a lot. I definitely enjoyed it. Like I said, pick up the book. If you read the book, drop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions. And yeah, until next time, your girl is out.